A lot of this game is going to be about youth. And we just heard David Faiatete during Chalk Talk say one of the position groups that he was challenging was his young offensive linemen. So we're talking about Tanner McCoy and Siu Sapeni first and foremost, the two sophomores.
Yeah, it's late in the season. They've got to be able to go ahead and produce. If they can have big games for them tonight, what a boost for them for going into spring football for next season. Both kids, good-looking kids, good specimens that can play the game, and that's what they're going to need to carry on. This is going to be a test for them. It's, like I said, brand new high school out of Liberty Lake, isn't it? Yeah, Liberty Lake up there. Ridgeline, 1,600 student school, just like most of them are. But no seniors, and that's where you're talking youth.
Yeah, youth on the other side of the field for David Meyer's team as well. And as he pointed out to me earlier this week, the hardest place to be young is on the offensive line. Not only are they young on the offensive line, a freshman at center, a couple of sophomores on the left side, but they got younger on the right side tonight because their starters, Kale Kordonsky and Luke Ferguson, both independently are on road trips, family vacations that were set for this week because they didn't expect that there would be a Week of 10 game. So Braden Phillips and Justin Hayes will start in their places. Hermiston Marching Band has our national anthem here this evening as the Sway Motors pregame show and tailgate show rolls on. Sean McClenahan leading the marching band with our national anthem here this evening. We get closer to kickoff tonight. So to finish that thought, Braden Phillips and Justin Hayes are going to get the start on the right side of the offensive line for Ridgeline with their two starters, both young guys as well, on the road. And David Meyer said, look, part of being a brand new school and a brand new program is teaching the families what the calendar looks like because, look, you kind of didn't expect to be playing in Week 10. Not every team in GSL was necessarily guaranteed a game this week, but with University out, with literally out with COVID, it opened up an opportunity for them to be in action, but it also meant they had a couple on the road. Hermiston actually is in a similar but different boat, except in their case, it's starters and older kids. Erlen Delgado's family is on a vacation in Florida. He tried to get his family to let him change the ticket, but the realities of that, when you're talking about cross-country travel, aren't very possible. So he's out at strong safety tonight, and in his place, Ben Larson is going to be playing in that Superman position. It means that sophomore Neil Stasic gets his second start at linebacker. He's been very important on special teams all season long, and he is one start under his belt already. So we have seen Neil get into action in his sophomore year.
Yeah, he'll just have to calm down just a little bit. You know, his first start, you could see that he was had the varsity nerves, and he'll do fine tonight. You know, it's not a bad game for him to go ahead and get his second start. and put it underneath there. It'll be very interesting to see Thomas back, Reagan back there at the not Reagan, Larson back there at the Superman again.
Well, and he's ended up playing there a few different times throughout the season for other personnel changes. The other personnel change that is made, Senior Vinny Trinivino is not here. Is traveling. He's at a lacrosse tournament. So without him, Alex Garcia gets his second start of the season. The sophomore will be playing the rover position on the defensive side.
Yeah, and that's going to be, again, going back to a little bit of inexperience in the position they're in, so they're going to have to go ahead and, they're just going to have to foresee or read this quarterback a little bit easier than what they from the opposite side from where they actually were before.
But maybe on the list of big plays from last week, Garcia's name is right up at the top. He recovered the onside kick that led to the game-winning touchdown to Caden Hotman. The captains are at midfield. Hermiston has won the toss. They have declined, or they have deferred, and it will be Ridgeline who will elect how we start this game. When we come back, this is Bulldog Football on AM 1360 KOHU. No, but you can't say the words that I can't remember behind me because I only have one ear. Yes. Just let me be stupid. I can't fix it at this point. What'd you say, 48 degrees?
Yeah, 49. Look like, let's see, I got it up here.
49 degrees. We've had some rain, a light mist right now, as the ball is handed to Abel Alatorre. Bulldogs be kicking towards the west end zone. Not really a ton of wind to speak of. Any of it is coming out of the southwest, so into the face of Hermiston's sophomore kicker. Back deep to receive, it's the freshman sensation, Braden Allen, to the left. And Cole LeGrant, the normally starting running back, to the right for the Falcons. Both standing at the 5 as Alatorre will chip it short. And an up man at the 20-yard line. Going down the far sideline, has space at the 30. A flag comes out as Ramirez Ortega is able to pull down Titus Main, the junior returner, at the 36-yard line. So, on the very first action of the night, we get to hear and see from, well, I don't know if we'll hear, we'll find out, from referee Tim Sumner, who is working with umpire Jeff Boyes, line judge John Haberholz, the back judge Sergio Resendez, and the head linesman Ty Beck. The indication is a block in the back on the kicking team?
I think he motioned the wrong way. Yeah.
Blocking the back against Ridgeline. That makes
more sense.
A modicum of more sense. All right, so Tanner Smith is the sophomore quarterback to lead this Ridgeline team out onto the field. I mentioned already Braden Allen, the freshman wide receiver. Allen stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall, 150 pounds, and he has the Greater Spokane League single-season receptions record at 72. First down and 10, the penalty moves it back to the 18-yard line. And it is Nico Pena, the sophomore, in the pistol set behind Smith, who will take the handoff. Trying to get out to the edge left side and is pulled down on a edge play made by Riker McDonald, the senior. 3 yards back on the play. It'll bring it back to the 15-yard line, left hash mark. Nate Fitzpatrick is the sophomore left tackler. Connor Bucknell is the sophomore left guard. Trying to run Pena that way. Dayton Lewis is the freshman who's got his hand on the ball to snap it to Tanner Smith in the shotgun set. Pena to the left and behind Smith, and flags out. Bucknell got moved over to the right guard position for tonight. Braden Phillips is at the left guard spot, and Justin Hayes is on the tackle on the right side.
Yeah, it looked like one of the new replacements was the one that jumped. He maybe just a little bit anxious out there, and you know, if you've not been in the game a whole lot all year long, then it happens.
So move it back to the 10-yard line, 2nd down and 18 facing Ridgeline. The Falcons on their opening drive have 3 receiver options to the right, with Allen the closest to the formation. Caden Hotman showing a blitz from his linebacker position, standing in there next to Neil Stasek. A throw far side. Allen finds space, and he's tripped up at the 40-yard line. Got there in between Hotman, behind him, and in front of Justice Council, who's playing safety. And so the 30-yard reception, the first of the night for Allen, gets him up to 555 yards on the season on his 73rd catch of the year. Left hash mark set, the Falcons running a no-huddle offense. And the 1st down and 10 snap. Throw right side for Smith, too tall. Over the head of Deacon Sell. Plays a tight end spot for Ridgeline. Easton Amend, Jaden Long, Shikar Sarapaneni, along with Allen as the other receiver targets. Landon Quesnell is wide to the right side right now, and 3 options that way for Smith. The sophomore quarterback, 2nd down and 10. Hermiston showing blitz. They'll bring 6. Blitz right into Smith as he rolls to the right. He's caught and dropped all the way back to the 25, and it's Sam Cadenas. First team Mid-Columbia Conference defensive lineman. A near unanimous decision by the MCC coaches to recognize Cadenas, and he gets the sack.
Yeah, 13-yard sack that time by Cadenas. A great jump off the ball.
2 minutes into the game, and we get a pause from the linesman, and we got to check the down and distance. Now 3rd down, that is correct, and the distance 23 yards to go. They got to get to midfield. The ball spotted at the 27. Smith bends at the waist, hands in front, takes a low snap. Play action to Pena, rolling to the right. Hit as he throws down the near sideline into traffic. Batted away by Jaime Ramirez Ortega. 2 interceptions for the sophomore last week of Cole Mullins of Hanford. And he starts off with a good defensive play to face a 4th down and long and get the punt team out on the field for Ridgeline.
Nice job that time, by going ahead and watching that ball turn his head after the receiver looked to find it and getting his head and body turned around to bat that ball away.
Ridgeline's punter and kicker is sophomore Ryan Copenhaver. He's a right-footed kicker. He's got a 4th down and 23 to get the ball away under some pressure. Low lining kick that'll spin and bounce in or take a Ridgeline roll inside the 30. All the way down to the 28-yard line. Hermiston had both Jaime Ramirez Ortega and Landon Shilhonic back, but both of them were too deep for that short kick for Copenhaver. It turned into a pretty good switch of the field. Hermiston 1st down and 10 with their offense at the 7-yard line.
See how Hermiston starts out. I mean, if they try going for a home run ball or if they try and get this Larson, started off early tonight.
Ben Larson, the sophomore at running back, 95 carries, 355 yards, and a rushing touchdown this season. He also caught 24 passes and 2 touchdown passes First down and 10. He's to the right shoulder of senior quarterback Chase Elliott. Play action. Elliott rolling to the right.
Open.
Pressured that way. He comes back to the left. Now he'll pull it down and run. Elliott gets past the first man. He's at the 40, 45 at 50. He'll waltz out of bounds. Ushered that way by Nate Goody, the junior strong safety for Ridgeline. Big run all the way into Ridgeline territory for Elliott.
25-yard pickup that time. If Elliott had looked up, he had Ramirez wide open, wide open, 10 yards behind the nearest defender over on the far side.
116th carry, 559 yards. Now he'll throw it out to the right side. Ramirez Ortega has it on the quick wide receiver pass. Flag out as Ramirez Ortega is pulled down at the 40-yard line. An 8-yard gain, but probably coming backwards on that one.
No, it's going to be a roughing the passer. It's going to be roughing the passer. He absolutely got blasted, Eric.
So give Ramirez Ortega the 8-yard gain and add 15 yards onto the end. From the 40, he'll bring Hermiston all the way down to the 25-yard line with 9:13 on the clock in the first quarter. The offensive line for the Bulldogs. Sam Cadenas was also honored by the Mid-Columbia Conference at the left tackle position as a second team All-MCC selection. He's got sophomore Steve Penny next to him at left guard. Francisco Atalano, 3-year starter at the center position. Jesse Vassie at right guard and Logan Villanueva at right tackle. Cale Hotman is playing actually right tackle right now, but wearing number 85. And then Caden Hotman, his cousin, is standing a step behind him. Somehow that only gets it to the 32-yard line, excuse me.
Well, because
they did for Larson.
They did something very strange. They did not tack it on after the penalty. They marked it from the spot that Chase was hit.
Okay, second down and 6. From the 29, Larson to the left of Elliott. Ramirez Ortega into the backfield on the sweep. Hand off to Larson, route side zone to the right, and he will get a yard to the 28-yard line, running behind Vassie and Hotman, a couple of seniors on the right side of the long for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, kind of a strange, like you said, strange penalty. That should have been added to the end of that play, the 15th.
Third down and 5 from the 28. Probably 4-down territory. Elliott getting blitzed. He's rolling left, throws it into the flat. Hotman has it there, and he will be shoved out of bounds just short of the 20-yard line. Enough, though, for the first down. 6-yard gain to the 22, and the Bulldogs get a new set of downs. Hotman, by the way, second team All-MCC at linebacker. He was honorable mention as a wide receiver in the conference. He and Cadenas, the only two Bulldogs who got recognized. Larson to the left shoulder of Elliott. And the Bulldogs senior quarterback on 1st and 10 from the 22, looking to throw. Time in the pocket, pumps, throws over the middle. KJ Ramirez is caught from behind and thrown down by Nico Pena, the linebacker, who David Myers, the head coach, says is the absolute leader of this team. Even though he's a sophomore, 5'10", 195. He looks the part of a linebacker. He's a hard worker, and because he's the leader of the defense, he's calling the plays, it also makes him a natural team leader for this squad with no seniors. Second down and 7, and Larson gets a couple down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Hermiston has got to get the push there. Again, Eric, they're starting off slow on the offensive line, getting the push. They are not getting what they need right now.
But with just over 7 minutes left in the first quarter, they have a third down and 6 from the 18-yard line. Left hash mark set. LA takes the snap. Blitz coming all over the place up the middle. Lobbed into the left corner. Dropped Aiden Garay. Got behind the defender, cornerback Brody Shimp, and he just dropped a touchdown.
Yes, he did. They always tell you, make the diamond, point of the ball through the diamond. That time there, he tried to catch it with, basket catch up high and went right through the hands.
Shimp and Jaden Long are the cornerbacks. Deacon Sell and Nate Goody are the safeties. with Nico Pena at the linebacker position, Cole LeGrant and Matthew Christensen. Nate Fitzpatrick, Jaden Adamson, Connor Bucknell, and Braden Phillips, the lineman. Abel Alatorre to attempt a field goal. Line drive shot is good from 36, and the Bulldogs have a 3-0 lead with 6:50 on the clock in the first quarter. This is Bulldog football at AM 1360 KOHU. Was that 36?
Yes.
Okay.
Close enough to it. In between.
Cole LeGrant takes the kickoff at the 10-yard line, coming right to the near sideline. 25, makes a man miss there. And he's pulled down just across the 30-yard line. A 21-yard return for LeGrant. And the Ridgeline offense trailing 3-0 with 6:40 left in the first quarter. Will get their second opportunity of the night.
Yeah, that time there, Hermiston again had some fair coverage that time. They were still able to get it out to the 31-yard line for this Ridgeline team.
Ahmed out wide to the left. Surapaneni is inside of him, and then Allen closest to the formation left. One man right. 4 wide on first down and 10 from the 31. Handoff for Smith and right into the pile. The running back still on his feet up to the 34-yard line. It's just a dive for Pena, the sophomore. Myers, the head coach, is also the offensive coordinator. David Fiatete, Hermiston's head coach, in his 7th year in charge of the program, his 14th year here. He is the defensive coordinator. 2nd down and 8 to go from the 34. Smith with 3 options to his left, dropped on the exchange with Pena. He falls back on top of it. Smith recovers for Ridgeline back at the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 2. And Falcons face a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, it was on that read option. He kind of hit him high on the hip that time, knocked the ball out of his hand, and Hermiston just was not there to pick it up.
Stasek and Hotman in the linebacking core inching forward here. 3rd down and 10 from the 31. Neither of them will come. Hermiston will rush 4. Allen throws high, incomplete, over the middle for Smith, looking for Allen. And Smith got bumped in the back as he got it away by Rorik Smith, Hermiston's junior tackle. 4th down and 10. So Ryan Copenhaver is back out on the field to punt. He'll kick from just about his 20-yard line on 4th and 10 from the 31.
We're way too deep, Eric.
Landon Chilhonic left and Jaime Ramirez-Ortega to the right. Both are back. They're about their 20. And Copenhagen's kick is going to bounce at the 35. This time it'll take a Hermiston roll and check up at the 36-yard lines where it's touched. The point of the 2 returners back there is so the ball doesn't drop. But, yeah, they're too far down the field.
25 yards too deep. They ran a good 10 yards and still didn't get within 15 yards of that ball when it first hit. They need to pull it up. Granted, one time you're going to be back there. If it goes over your head, you still got a lot of time to go pick it up and go.
It's kind of like how you set outfielders. Make them beat you deep first.
Yes.
For Chase Elliott, 1st down and 10 from the 36-yard line. He's got 3 options left. Hotman is in the H-back to the left side. And a man alone to the right. Larson out of the backfield to the left. It'll be tossed that way. Larson's got it on the run. Larson outside the numbers, 40. Flag out as Larson is pushed out of bounds at the midfield stripe by Brody Schimpf, the cornerback. But this one is coming back for holding.
So Reagan's going to get a 3-yard reception. Not Reagan. I keep doing that.
Thomas Reagan is one of the 2 seniors who never got to play this year. Him and Coy McCamey, both with actually torn knee ligament injuries.
So they're really discussing this.
Was there a second marker out on the field? Because the flag is laying right on top of the 40-yard line. It is holding against Hermiston. So, yeah, there's 4 yards gained before the loss of 10. It'll move it back to the 30-yard line. And a first down and 16 will face Hermiston as they replay the first down. 5:12 left in the first quarter. And a 3-0 lead. Mentioning setting up your kick returners in the same mentality as outfielders in baseball. Chase Elliott, who's getting ready to catch this snap, going to sign with Mount Hood Community College baseball next Tuesday. He tosses to Larson out to the right side, and Larson is shoved down at the 34-yard line. Got about 3 yards trying to run outside zone to the right. So Elliott, as is the case for almost everybody in this generation, it was official first on Twitter's where I saw it, that he's going to commit to Mount Hood Community College. He will sign on Tuesday. Elliott's got a ton of time in the pocket right now, looking for somewhere to go. Hotman wide open over the middle, across the midfield stripe, has the first down, breaks the tackle and dives forward up to the 42-yard line into Ridgeline territory.
Nice job that time by Caden, and even better by Chase that time, showing the patience to go ahead and let that thing come wide open. 26-yard pickup that time on the pass.
First down and 10 from the 42. Elliott, there were no huddle, so he goes up to the line and changes the play. 3 receiver options left, and he's looking that way. Now back to the right. One-on-one, down the field, right side, incomplete. Off of the fingertips of Landon Shilhonic. And so second down and 10 from the 42. That patience and that ability to not bust the pocket and run, which is often very effective for Hermiston and Elliott, is what led to the game-winning touchdown last Friday night at Hanford. He was flushed out of the pocket on a blitz by the Falcons, rolled left, was about to run, saw Hotman was wide open, and it turned into a Hotman touchdown to win the game. Flag out as the snap comes to Elliott. Maybe not an actual flag on the floor, just are we going to reset something? 4:12 left in the first quarter.
Well, they've had trouble 2 times now with the play clock. And it's not resetting at the proper time. They've asked it, they give the hand pump going up to go ahead and reset it, and it has not been reset.
So wave off the flag, second down and 10 from the 42. Right hash mark set. Elliott fakes it to Larson. Straight drop. Larson on a screen to the right side. Bounces off of 1. Sidesteps another. Across the 40 down to the 38-yard line in Ridgeline territory. Just across the 38 to the 37 is where they'll mark it. A gain of 5.
Ball's out at the 37-yard line.
Larson will be deep. Riker McDonald, H back to the left shoulder of Elliott. The senior quarterback turns, fakes to Larson, rolls left. Elliott, lots of time, tells McDonald to go downfield. He'll dump it underneath. And a completion, flag out. As KJ Ramirez has the catch at the 32-yard line. But we check on the marker. Ineligible downfield for Hermiston.
Who was the ineligible? The only one that was there was Cale Hopman that was downfield.
Well, Cale is
But he's 85.
Playing right tackle. But he's playing right tackle.
Oh, okay. That's the reason. Sorry about that.
I mean, as long as these pass plays are going, sometimes we're venturing downfield as well.
Yes, I was going to say that on the last time there. We had a couple that were really close to being 2 or 3 yards past that line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 10 from the 42. Quick throw near side. Aiden Gray's got it. Sam Cardenas out blocking for him. Garay comes back to the middle of the field. Tripped up at the 31-yard line. He's got him a Magellan-like run down the left side, but it's enough for 11 yards and a first down. That might be Sam Cardenas' favorite play. That wide receiver for screen to his side left, he jolts out, and he finds somebody to hammer.
Yeah, he gets to have a lot of fun with that one.
1st down and 10 from the 31. Quick throw out to the right side. Hotman's wide open, steps around a block at the 20. He leaps forward and is pulled down by the ankles at the 17-yard line. A gain of 14 and another Hermiston first down with 2:44 left in quarter number 1. And the Bulldogs trying to add on to a 3-0 lead as they host Ridgeline. Hotman has changed his jersey number now. 64 tonight. And an official's timeout.
Chain's broken down there.
.225, clock still spinning.
Got
and now they want to wind it. 1st down and 10 from the 18. Larson. No.
Wow.
Hotman right up the middle. Big hole. Gribskov, excuse me. We finally got there, and we got the right guy as he races into the end zone for a touchdown.
19-yard run by Gribskov. Nice job that time.
That was a huge hole. Jackson Gribskov had come in to spell Ben Larson, and he gets his very first rushing touchdown of his varsity career. Ben Larson, paging Ben Larson, out there to be personal protector on the right side for this extra point for Alatorre. Out of the hold of Landon Shilhonic. Christian Oliver, the senior, snapper. Good snap, holds there, kick is up. And it's good. 10-0 Hermiston, 2:13 on the clock in the first quarter. It's Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU. I'm going to make that 18. I thought the line of scrimmage was 18 there.
Okay. No, it was 19.
Huh?
It was on the 19.
Kickoff return for Cola Grant is all the way up to the 26-yard line. LeGrant with another 21-yard return. And Alatorre's kick was down to about the 4. 10-0 Hermiston. A little more than 2 minutes left in a quarter number 1. Ridgeline offense, try number 3. They're averaging 10 points per game. They've scored 80 points this season. They have been shut out 3 times. For Tanner Smith, 1st down and 10 from the 27. Quick throw left side. He gets it to Allen. Allen, second catch of the night, just a 1-yard gain on the quick out to the 28-yard line.
Gain of about 2.
Like you said, just the second pitch and catch of the night. He's now 2 of 5 on the night, and Allen has caught both of them.
Allen had 12 receptions last week against Central Valley. Central Valley changed their defense completely to put one of their cornerbacks inside, because Allen's always lined up inside to guard him. 2nd down and 9. Quick toss out into the flat. This time, it's into the hands of Nate Goody. And the running back is up to the 32-yard line. Pulled down by Alex Garcia and Ben Larson. Garcia making his second start in his sophomore career. Larson making, what would this be? Start number 14 for him, because he started all 4 games in the spring as a freshman. Goody out of the backfield, throw over the middle to Allen. He's hit as the ball flies past him and rolls harmlessly down the field. An incompletion by Tanner Smith. Whose backup is Landon Garner. And Garner's just a freshman. And David Meyer said, look, when it came down to it, Tanner's just, he's older, he's bigger, he's faster. And when it came down to it, really, he's more consistent. But Tanner's super coachable. And even though he's a sophomore, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, he's built like a varsity kid already. They do have to punt, though, again, and the punt is tipped. Bounces at the 50. It will take a ridgeline roll into Hermiston territory down to the 41-yard line. Riker McDonald and Ame Tuia were both there near the punter, and one of them got to Copenhagen. 3 and out gives the Bulldogs the ball up 10-0 with 51 seconds left in the first quarter. They thought special teams was a place they could take advantage tonight. And really, that often comes down to just they can take advantage because they have more experience.
Yeah, they had a better shot at blocking the second punt than that one, but we did get a hand on that one.
1st down and 10 from the 41. Elliott, quarterback designed run out to the right side. Elliott's got a lot of blockers in front. Outside the numbers at the 50, and he'll be shoved out of bounds on the far sideline into Ridgeline territory. Goody makes the tackle. And Elliott gets just enough, over 10 yards, to move the chains.
Yeah, nice job that time by Chase, going ahead and pulling that read option out and going with it and being able to get the corner.
3 receiver options to the left on 1st down and 10 from the 49. Elliott to throw, pumps, throws down the near sideline to Gray, intercepted. Deacon Sell goes up and picks it off at the 24-yard line. A little bit underthrown. And Ridgeline's got their first big play to celebrate with 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. Their offense gets the ball right back.
Yeah, that was the one where you wanted Chase to go ahead and put it up in the air and let Garay run underneath it. Don't try and throw it on such a line because the line keeps the ball shorter.
7th time Chase has been picked off this season. Gives Ridgeline the ball at the 25, 1st down and 10. Tanner Smith, the sophomore quarterback, has 3 receiver options left. He's looking that way. Will throw. Allen catches it in traffic. Gets the 1st down yardage. Outside the hash marks, he's pulled down. Justice Council in there on the stop along with Caden Hotman at the 38-yard line. 13-yard gain. Ridgeline keeps moving quickly. Final 22 seconds of the first quarter. 3 receiver options right this time. Smith rolling that way to throw. Downfield, Smith drops it in over the top to Sell, who's pulled out of bounds. And then a flag comes out at the end. Excuse me, it wasn't Sell, it was Easton Amond who caught the pass. The sophomore's first catch of the night, down to the Hermiston 43. Now, here's an interesting, what do you do? That is obviously a late hit at the sideline, post-play personal foul. Now, if we assess this the same way we assessed the personal foul 20 minutes ago, that should be from the line of scrimmage.
Right, but they're going to do it
But they're
right
going to march it correctly this time.
Yep.
From the 43 down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That's Hermiston's third penalty of the game also for the night. And unfortunately, that hurts Hermiston badly to go along with that interception. Fumble ball again.
Drop ball by Tanner Smith on a low snap. It rolled between his legs. He fell back on top of it, but loses 70 yards back to the 36. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Hermiston's lead is 10-0. Second quarter of Week 10 action. Hermiston hosting Ridgeline. Coming up on AM 1360 KOHU.
Does it appear to you that neither team wants to be here?
I just think that they're really bad. Like, I think they're just terrible.
Yeah.
This is essentially a JV game.
Well, I understand it, but it doesn't appear that we want to really be here. Not by the energy I'm seeing out there right now. I mean,
I also think we're really bad, too. So.
Facts are facts.
10-0 after one quarter of play here at Kennison Field. Inside Bulldog Stadium, Hermiston hosting Ridgeline. Week 10, season comes to a conclusion for these two teams. Ridgeline gets everybody back. No seniors. And they'll get a new freshman class as well. There are only 8 juniors, so they'll be young again next year. 29 sophomores. The sophomore class is kind of their core for the varsity team. And they do have 45 freshmen. First down and a 10 from the 35. Allen, fly sweep, front toss to him, makes it out to the outside. Larson did a great job of cutting off the edge, and then Allen is hammered in the backfield by Cadenas and Ramirez Ortega.
Oh, they only had him a 1 yard loss. That's very generous there. Ooh.
But the job that Ben Larson did getting out onto the edge and just sealing that fly sweep space, forcing him back inside and forcing him right into Cadenas, the all first-team MCC defensive lineman. Hotman showing blitz on third down and long. Low snap. Smith picks it back up, and he's hammered. Cale Hotman gets to him at the 50. Cale Hotman, jersey number 3 of the season.
Number 64 tonight.
He's 64 now. He was 85 not too long ago. But it makes it easier on the right tackle if he doesn't have to, wearing 85, go tackle eligible every time.
Was that an 8 yard loss? 9 yard loss? 10.
10, I believe.
Yes.
Back to the 48. And Copenhaver, another punt. Copenhaver gets another one away. It's going to bounce again at the 15 and take another Ridgeline roll down to the 10-yard line.
Ball's down at the 10-yard line, first and 10 Bulldogs.
Hermiston up 10-0. 10:38 left in quarter number 2. Takes over.
I need to make a phone call. I'm going to go call the coaching staff and tell them to move their guys up 35 yards. So they might be able to return a punt tonight. That's 20 yards difference in field position that we just gave up again. It takes us back to, 6 years ago? 5 years ago?
A year ago.
Yeah. Well,
First down and 10 from the 10-yard line.
We did better last year.
Elliott's got too tight to the formation. Hands off to Larson. Larson, jump step to his left. Gets across the 15-yard line. A 6-yard run onto the first down. Tackled by Nate Fitzpatrick. Not a spectacular spot, so it's a 5-yard gain to the 15. Riker McDonald in at H-back to the right of Elliott. Pistol set with Larson behind him. 2 receiver options right. Play action, flag out. Throw back over to the left side. Completed. And down the far sideline, Hermiston on the screenplay will get just his counsel across the 25 to the 27. Check on the marker, though.
Motion. So we're going to have these conferences all night, I guess, where all of them are together.
I mean, to be fair, the more the merrier after the personal foul that got marched off from the line of scrimmage earlier. It was roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody, because
they got the guy
we are
with the
spotting
spot.
the ball as well. An illegal block is called.
Huh.
And what makes it fascinating was the flag flew at the snap of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
So half the distance, it's a 8-yard penalty. And moves Hermiston back to the 7.
That's what I don't get. The guy would have had to, if it's within the line of scrimmage, the guy turns his back on somebody. That's the only way it could have happened.
Well, but again, I mean, the flag came out
I mean,
right off the start.
yeah, and how
Second down and 12 on the left hash mark. 3 receiver options to the right. The back is to the right of Elliott as well. He will keep it. Chase coming to the right side on the read option. Chase makes a man miss as a flag flies at the 20, 25. Another flag flies. Chase still on his feet. Down the near sideline. He breaks away. He's at the 50, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. And then he spikes the ball at the end, which will draw another flag.
And it'll be a clip down here, Eric. The first penalty was a clip on Hermiston. Blocking
What's
the back.
the second penalty out there? That's a clip. That's a personal foul post play. And now David Faitete is chewing on his senior quarterback. 92-yard touchdown. It's all going to come back.
Yeah, because
I mean, the saving grace is you can only go so far back when the line of scrimmage is the 7.
yeah, they're going to be at the 3.5. 3.5 yard line back there, so it's only going to be a 3.5 yard penalty. But the problem is that, you know, we're just making the mistakes right now. And it takes 7 points off the board.
I am interested what the third flag was. There was no indication on the third flag. The clip, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The spiking of the ball was absolutely warranted. But there was one more flag that flew from the far sideline way away from that clip. And it's not, like, honestly, it's just not where he should be. It's not his area to be looking.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he saw it also and was looking there. But still, that is not his perimeters of. Did they put 2 consecutive penalties on then? They did.
Well, yeah, because you take the clip penalty. That's half the distance to the goal from the 7.5 down to, I don't know, whatever 7.5 divided by 2 is. And then you get the personal foul penalty. The ball's just outside the 1 with 9:43 left. And Hermiston will use their first timeout. 10-0 is the score. And Hermiston's head coach David Faitete using a timeout here just to regroup everybody. Bulldogs are trying to win 3 games in a row to finish off this season, which would do good things as far as this super young team going into the offseason.
It would do wonderful things because especially since you have very few juniors that are out, it may entice those juniors to come back out, want to be a part of the senior team next year. And the sophomores and freshmen of this year will have that whole year of experience walking into spring practice.
After one quarter, St. Paul's got a 14-0 lead on Ione Arlington on the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard. 9 minutes, 43 seconds left in quarter number 2. 10-0 Hermiston. And the Bulldogs backed up to the goal line after the multiple penalties. Second down and about 18. Larson on a run to the left side. Larson maybe gets a yard out to the 2.
About the 4-yard line. Second and 15.
Third down and 17 facing Hermiston. Elliott going quick. Options to his left. Hands off again. Larson running left again. Gets 2 more to the 6.
That was interesting.
And so 4th down, and Hermiston will have to punt.
Well, no claim to having a fake punt in this week's. Not from here.
Abel Alatorre is the one punting from the back of his own end zone. The faker is when Cadenas is back there, who was punting the first month of the season. Alatorre was not yet clear. Deacon Sell is back to return a line drive kick to bounce at the 35. Sell has it on the run and breaks the tackle at the 40. Spins off another at the 35. It is stood up at the 31-yard line. It's a 9-yard return, but it's an aggressive one that gets Ridgeline great field position as they trail 10-0 with 8:29 left here in quarter number 2.
And that's the position that, I don't know, your ability not to be attentive to what you're doing out there gets you in a hole like that. Now they flip the field, have an opportunity to tighten this game up.
Tanner Smith has 3 receiver targets to his left. And Allen to the right goes fly sweep, running out to the left side. Allen gets around to Hotman to the edge, strung out well enough that Hermiston's able to converge. And Justice Council pulls Allen down at the 30-yard line. Ends up being a 1-yard gain where Braden Allen ran about 50 yards.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Whenever you get Allen out in that, and he's had the 2 little fly sweep tosses that he's gotten there for only a total of 0 yards.
Toss back to the left, nowhere to go. Nate Fitzpatrick, tackle eligible, is brought down back at the 37-yard line.
Did they report him in?
Well, the officials are having a chat. There's no flag down. I mean, if you're Hermiston, you'll decline it if they decide to toss a penalty flag out there.
Yeah, they did have a penalty flag down. They picked it up.
And the flag never went down, but the flag is waved off anyways. So, sure, you can throw it to Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick was corralled well. So, 3rd down and 16. Ridgeline going backwards at the 37-yard line. Smith back, offset to his right and 3 yards behind him from the pistol set. Smith play action. Blitzed up the middle, hit, dropped. Hotman on the blitz. Just ran right around the backside of Sam Cadenas, who took 2 blockers. And the blitz takes it all the way back to the 46-yard line. Second team All-MCC, Caden Ottman. Second team All-MCC, offensive lineman Sam Cadenas. First team on the defensive line right there, and that's part of the reason why. David Fine, Tete incensed. He has to use another timeout with 6:35 left in the second quarter. But his team is up 10-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football on AM 1360 KOHU. I got to get two more in here.
Did you already report Adrian's score?
What is it?
It's a final 58-0 over Imbler.
Copenhaver's punt gets another Ridgeline roll. It bounces again, gets it down to the 16-yard line. Larry Escher, Hermiston Athletic Director, make an announcement that the Grid Kid champions and the fourth place WIA slow pitch softball team will also be honored at halftime here. Coming up at our halftime break, we will hear from Kyle Larson, the Hermiston Wrestling head coach, who is just over a week away from the start of practices. First down and a 10 for Hermiston from the 17. Left side run for Larson. He's got some space. Tripped up. Out on the edge. Good open field tackle made by Deacon Sell.
Nice job that time. Had Larson gone ahead and stayed with that initial cut inside, he had a pretty good line going through.
Tomorrow, Hermiston Cross Country up in Pasco, the girls team, and Jason Rodriguez and Logan Springstead, two boys running the state championships. Elliott rolls out to his left. Now he'll pull it down, run with blockers in front at the 30, 35. Elliott bumped and the ball comes out. Fumble. Ridgeline has recovered it, I believe. Or maybe Hermiston got back on top of it.
Hermiston got it back.
Aiden Garay was able to get back on top of the ball, fumbled by Elliott.
So about 12, 13-yard pickup by Chase.
First down and 10. Clock spinning with 5:30 left in the first half. And Elliott, play action, throws out to the right side for Hotman. Hotman catches the bullet pass, breaks one tackle, and is tripped up. Sell on another stop for Ridgeline after a 2-yard gain for Hotman, making a 3-yard gain to the 41. Aiden Garay and KJ Ramirez, two senior receivers out to the left. Caden Hotman off of the line a little bit to the right, and Landon Shilhonic right behind him in a ladder stack. Elliott, play action, quick toss. It's Shilhonic on the right side. Shilhonic moving to the middle of the field to the 45. Pulled down at the 46-yard line, pick it up 5 yards. And third down and short facing Hermiston.
46-yard line, third and about 2.
Hermiston trying to add on to a 10-0 lead before halftime. Third down and 1. Right side run, Jackson Gribskoff, who's got a touchdown rush tonight, gets 3 yards and will move the chains as the ball gets up to the midfield stripe. Gribskoff's 18-yard touchdown run, what made this a 2-score game. He stays in the backfield to right of Elliott on first down and 10 from the 50. Elliott to Gribskoff, running left, big space. And he will get to the 44 in Ridgeline territory, picking up 6 on the first down run.
Making the most of his time while he's in there, and Hermiston going to this real up-tempo type.
Second and about 4.
Marcus Weinberger and Jaime Ramirez Ortega, the receivers stacked to the right. Justice Council and Riker McDonald to the left, both close to the formation. Ramirez Ortega in motion, right to left. Toss to him on the fly sweep left, and he'll get a yard down to the 43. Brody Shimp in there on the stop for Ridgeline. And 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. At Ridgeline's 43, McDonald back into the backfield to the right shoulder of Elliott. Gribskoff back. Play action to him. Rolling right. Elliott's got to get outside the pocket. Does with time. Deep ball down the field for Council. Dive and just out of his reach. Incomplete. Council got behind Brody Shimp. He's got a touchdown if Elliott's got that just a little bit more on line.
Yes, nice pattern that time and just a little bit off. He had to throw on the run, and that's what happens there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Yes, they are, it looks like.
4th down and 3 from the 43. Larson subs back in at the running back position. KJ Ramirez and Landon Shulhonecker to the right. Riker McDonald stays in. He's in the slot right. And Aiden Gray wide left. And Shulhonek is offsides. He went on a different snap count than Elliott. So 5 yards back, Hermiston will punt it with 3:06 left of the first half, leading 10-0. Deacon Sell will look to return another Abel Alatorre punt.
Softball parents, please come to the east grandstand, east gate. Just kids. Just the kids.
Alatorre's got it, gets it away, and it's away from Sell. Bounces at the 20, inside the 20, down to the 15, and Hermiston rolls its way all the way. I suppose you'd call that the watermelon crawl, down to the 13-yard line.
Punt is down at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10.
Nice little 35-yard punt that time by Hermiston, but again, stalled out, after getting good field position and going for it, and Hermiston's got to try and sustain things now.
1st down and 10. Nico Pena in the backfield with Tanner Smith. The sophomore quarterback's got 2 receiver options each way. Hand off to Pena, and he's hit in the backfield. The ball is loose. Fumble, scramble, recovered. Sam Cadenas is at the bottom of the pile. He got the tackle, he got the strip, he got the recovery, and the Bulldogs have the ball at the 9-yard line. You know what he is, other than, great, is he's a dying breed, especially in boys' sports.
Yeah, that is very
Football,
true.
Wrestling, boys' soccer. He's a 3-sport star in all of those sports. 1st down and goal from the 9. After the Cadenas strip sack, Elliott rolling back to the right. Will now pull up and lob it wide open into the corner. The end zone dropped. Shulhonek was open. I'm not entirely convinced nobody was downfield that time incorrectly.
I think there was on the far side because they ran that would look like it was going to be that sweep out there, and they had to have had people out there, but then to drop the ball.
2:22 left in the first half. Marcus Weinberger's alone out to the right side. 3 options bunched up to the left for Elliott. Straight drop for the senior quarterback. Lots of time. Elliott will throw underneath. The Weinberger crossing pattern, touchdown.
Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Marcus Weinberger into the end zone for the first time this year on the 9-yard touchdown catch. His 12th reception of the season, 116 yards now. 113 yards. And that score, Hermiston gets with 2:14 left in the first half. Alatorre's extra point is good, and the Hermiston lead is 17-0 with 2:14 left in the first half. You're listening to Bulldog Football at AM 1360 KOHU.
Got a battery?
No, I don't need a battery. I need my board op to run a timeout because I'm 2 breaks behind. 2:14 left in the second quarter. 17-0 is the score line. Hermiston on the touchdown pass. For Chase Elliott, it is his 13th of the season.
Will they do what they talked about at linebackers? That little pooch? Yes, they did.
They will. It's a roller, and Alatorre grabs it himself at the 45-yard line. They watched over and over again on film Nate Goody, who is right in the middle at the point of kick return, starting to drop out to go block right at the start. And so they said that there's going to be a check with me call from David Fiatete, who is also the special teams coordinator. And if they get the check with me, Alatorre is supposed to roll it. And he's got a bunch of different ways he can onside. That one worked, and they end up getting it 5 yards beyond the 10-yard line, too.
Yeah, that time there was nobody really even close to it.
So 17-0. Can Hermiston add on to it? Elliott, tons of time. Deep ball, right side. Shilhonic again, the option. Knocked out of his hands. Great coverage downfield by Landon Quisnell, the sophomore. That was a good ball. That was a good run by Shilhonic, and Quisnell just made a better play.
He did. He made a great defensive play, getting his hand on it and making sure that everything was was in the right area out there.
Second down and 10 from the 45 in Ridgeline territory. After the recovered onside kick, Ridgeline showing blitz. 2 linebackers are coming. Yep, 6 on the way towards Elliott, who steps out of the pocket, rolling out to the left side. Elliott trying to extend the play. He will set up, throw downfield, incomplete. In a Bermuda triangle between Council, Weinberger, and Hotman.
And Weinberger was the closest to that one there. And again, that's a tough throw because you're throwing against your body and trying to get it out there.
Third down and 10. And a timeout will be called by Hermiston. We'll take the break as well on AM 1360 KOHU. Third down and 10 for Hermiston from the 45. Can they capitalize on the recovered onside kick? Play action. Elliott pressured out of the pocket, rolling to the left. Elliott will throw on the run deep downfield. Ramirez Ortega cannot come back and haul it in 4th down and 10.
Pass falls incomplete.
A wasted opportunity.
And Abel Alatorre, who recovered the onside, will punt. He's standing about his 40. Dakota Sell challenging him to kick it past the 15. Ridgeline comes after it. They don't quite get there, and Alatorre gets it away. Sell will let it bounce at the 15. Takes a Hermiston roll inside the 10. Takes a Hermiston roll inside the 5. It is still rolling, wobbling, weebling all the way down to the 1 yard line. 44-yard kick for Abel Alatorre.
Nice job that time on the punt return coverage. Is there a flag down?
No.
Or
there's some conversation about when the clock is running and when it's not running. And
like all year. It's happened that way. And
first down and 10. Dangerous for Ridgeline. In their end zone, Tanner Smith.
Bring the blitz.
3 options right. Here comes Hotman. Smith fumbles. It's loose in the end zone. Scramble in the end zone. And at the bottom of the pile with it is the Bulldogs.
Hotman.
Touchdown.
Oh,
No, it's Larson. Ben Larson recovers. And it's a touchdown for Hermiston.
Wow. You know, I thought we were going to get away with something like that. And another fumble for Ridgeline. Like you said, it was a very, very bad situation where they were at. And Larson come up with it for the big score.
It's the 3rd time Ridgeline's put it on the turf. The first one they've lost. Bulldogs set up swinging gate on this PAT attempt. Shilhonic is the holder, and he'll go back into his position now and hold for Alatorre. High snap. Landon gets it down. Alatorre's kick. Short. 23-0 with 1:23 left in the second quarter. And we'll be back with the final minutes of the first half on AM 1360 KOHU.
That was the second recovery.
Okay. Was it the 4th fumble?
Yes.
Boy. When was the last time Alatorre missed a PAT?
Last time he
scruffed his toe on the turf before he got to the ball. Did you see where he kicked? You could almost see the beads come up from here. It was.
Well.
Not going to fall for it a second time.
Little pooch kick to the near sideline by Abel Alatorre and recovered by Easton Almond. The sophomore really has nowhere to return it. So at the 34-yard line is where Ridgeline will have it. They're trailing 23-0 with 1:19 left before we get to halftime. Presented by Rogers Toyota of Hermiston with Kyle Larson, the head coach of the wrestling team, our featured interview. It was the second fumble recovery by Hermiston. Larson in the end zone on the last offensive play for Ridgeline. Tanner Smith settles himself with a back to his left shoulder. Shotgun set. Low snap. It's through his legs. Smith dives back on top of it as Cadenas closes in. 9-yard loss. And right now, this center quarterback exchange is almost like my 3-foot putts. Like, it should be fine. Well, that doesn't mean you're not going to pull it and push it and lip it out. Ridgeline could use the halftime break. Hermiston can't stop the clock. They're out of timeouts. 2nd down and 19 from the 25.
Ooh.
Handoff and into the backfield again. Cadenas just eating up the offensive line for Ridgeline, and the loss takes it back to the 19-yard line on a handoff to Cole LeGrand.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Cadenas just blew up the offensive line that time. I mean, a half second more would have been a handoff to him.
He's coming from the right side. And as we said right at the start of the game, David Myers and his coaching staff had to shuffle 2 linemen because 2 of the starters weren't here tonight on family trips here in Week 10. And he's a first-team All-MCC defensive lineman, so those things, plus he's been a 3-year starter, and everybody he's playing against is in their first year. It all compounds to a 23-0 lead, and Ridgeline's not going to snap another one. We're here at halftime at Bulldog Stadium down on Kennison Field. Hermiston in front, pitching the shutout 23-0 at the half. And halftime presented by Rogers Toyota is coming up next here on AM 1360 KOHU.
Our girls slow pitch team and our quick pitch team.
Since he fumbled it wouldn't be a sack.
No, because he fell on top of it, so he can't get back up and do anything.
This year, in this fall, our slow pitch softball team made their second appearance at the
Halftime presented by Rogers Toyota of Hermiston. And from the CMG Financial broadcast booth, Eric Olson and Sonny Levy with you here at Bulldog Stadium on Kennison Field. Hermiston with a 23-0 lead over the Ridgeline Falcons. And Hermiston has dominated in fits and starts. There have been some great moments, some real great individual moments. And there's also been just some mistakes, some misses, some bad penalties. It's been almost like we encapsulated the entire season in one half of football.
Yes, some bad breaks. Well, let's put it this way: some self-inflicted bad breaks. A couple of takeaways, which was good. Some good defensive line play by Hermiston. And, at times, looking like we can get this running game going all right, but not really sustaining it through the whole thing. But the last thing is I think by my last count, 5 drop passes. 4, 5.
Yeah, and it's, again, encapsulating the entire season. Drops and misses in the receiving game. Something David Faitete talked about at length in Chalk Talk before this game. And it's been something that Hermiston has just never gotten consistently all together. So they do lead 23-0 at the half. We'll take a look at some of the first half statistics when we come back. It's Bulldog Football at AM 1360 KOHU. Oh, shoot. That's the one we can't really run here during half. Don't worry about it. No, you're fine. You're fine. That's my bad for putting the format together like that. I should have 15 and 16 switch. I'm going to do a different format for basketball, so I'll try not to make that mistake. You don't worry about it. Eric Olson and Sonny Levy on your home of Bulldog Athletics for 51 years, AM 1360 KOHU. We welcome you as well if you're joining us online at gohermiston.com, mixler.com/1360 KOHU. Although, as I'm hearing from my mother in Corvallis, the internet is going in and out a little bit. So, unfortunately, right now the internet is back, but not quite running 100% at the speed of life. We will do our best to keep that up and keep you apprised with what's going on here. In the first half, 23 points for Hermiston, and they are pitching a shutout. First touchdowns of the season, first touchdowns of the career for Jackson Gribskoff, an 18-yard touchdown. Marcus Weinberger, a 9-yard reception from Chase Elliott. Ben Larson recovered a fumble in the end zone, and Abel Alatorre hit a 36-yard field goal. That's the scoring. What do the numbers look like, Sonny?
Well, in the first half so far for Ridgeline has only gotten the 3 first downs in the first half. They're at a minus 63 on the ground. The quarterback, of course, being the recipient of being sacked, and the bad snaps back there for a minus 54 on 7 rushes. Pena has run the ball 3 times, but only got positive yards once, and then fumbled once. He's for a -1. And Cole LeGrant was caught back there on that fly sweep for a -8. So, again, 11 rushes for a minus 63 yards on the ground. 4 through the air. They were a little better out there. Not much, though. They had 5, 7, 8 receptions for 62 yards. He was 8 for 13. Braden Allen, 5 receptions on the night, 44 yards, 30 yards on the very first catch of the game. Nate Good, 1 for 4. Deacon Sell, 1 for 19. And the tackle eligible, number 72, Nate Fitzpatrick, 1 for a minus 5.
On the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard, Southridge made it into the play-in round. They will not make it into the round of 16. Down at the half, 42-0 at Bellevue. The Chihuahua Riverhawks early in the fourth quarter, trailing 34-14 up in Spokane to Gonzaga Prep. And the last update at halftime, Dallas at the half up on Pendleton, 7-6.
Wow.
Here it's 23-0. Hermiston does receive to start the second half. And it is on the tee for Ryan Copenhaver for the first time tonight. He will boom it away down to the 3-yard line. Landon Shilhonic moving to the middle of the field at the 15. And he's grabbed at the ankles and pulled down at the 20-yard line. The tackle made by Nate Goody.
Nice job that time of at least, trying to bring it out and get a little bit better yardage. They actually spotted at the 21. Eric, for Hermiston, Hermiston had 10 first downs that first half and a total of 99 yards on the ground.
First down and 10. They've got one of those running formations with Caden Hopman to the right shoulder and Ben Larson to the left shoulder of Chase Elliott. Movement all over the place on first down. And it's a false start on Hermiston, so move backwards. Why don't we jump right there? What do penalties look like? Because it feels like it's not good.
No, penalties for Ridgeline, they've got 3 for a total of 30 yards. Hermiston that is their 8th penalty for 38, 48, 53 yards.
They had the 2 penalties from the 7-yard line that were half the distance. First down and now 15. Run to the left side. Hopman's got space. Hopman to the edge. Runs over the top of a tackler across the 30 out to the 35.
Wow, what a run.
20-yard run. I guess a 19-yard run if I'm 21 back to 16. Sorry about that. First down and 10. Hermiston going no huddle. Hopman now out wide to the right. Hand off to Larson. Larson up the middle. Shoves off a tackler. Moves out to the outside at the 45. Across midfield. Larson down the far sideline is shoved out of bounds to the Ridgeline 43-yard line. He runs for 22 yards.
Well, that was a nice run there and a great downfield block by Sam Cadenas.
23-0 Hermiston, the opening drive of the second half, just 30 seconds into it. No huddle on the move. Elliott with Larson to his left. And Elliott will keep on the read option. Down the left hash mark. Moves out to the outside at the 30. 25-20's tripped up and slides head first down to the 18-yard line. 26 more yards? 19 more yards. No, more than that.
26.
26 yards. There we go. At the 18, first down and 10. Larson, a step in front of Elliott and to his right, will take the handoff. Outside zone to the left side. Larson breaks a tackle to 15. Larson stopped at the 13-yard line. Pena in there on the stop with LeGrant. Ridgeline, couple of their guys starting to carry some of the bumps and bruises you pick up in the course of this game, especially in Week 10. And for every Ridgeline player, their first varsity action. Second down and a long three. Play action. Elliott rolling to the right side. Pressured by Pena, who's got him by the waist, turns and flips him down. Elliott says he kept his feet, but they call him down at the 32-yard line. The sack and a major loss of yards.
Loss of 20 on the carry that time. You know, that's the one that he can't make that mistake. You never turn your back on the defense going backwards like that.
They're down in 24 from the 32. Elliott, lots of time. Deep ball over the middle into traffic.
Hopman.
It's caught by Hopman in traffic for the score.
Wow.
No, it's McDonald.
It is McDonald. Great strength, though. Pulled that thing right away.
32-yard touchdown pass, and Riker McDonald just took it away from everybody else.
Great. I mean, it was kind of almost a Hail Mary type pass, but Riker went up there, and he absolutely wanted it more than anybody else.
McDonald's second touchdown of the season. Now Alatorre missed the last PAT, has this one through. And with 9:44 on the clock in the third quarter, Hermiston up 30-0. This is Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU. Abel Alatorre's got it teed after the Hermiston touchdown. Their lead is 30-0. Line drive kick taken by LeGrand at the 11-yard line. Out the right side, across the 30, 35, and he will be hugged out of bounds, and flags come out. And LeGrand slapping his hands together in celebration after the what is going to be a late hit penalty on Hermiston. Ami Tuya and Neil Stasek were the two coming away from that pile. I think one of the two of them is going to get called for an extra shove, although I'm not sure it was. I'm going to be honest, I don't know for sure that it was the two of them. There were about 4 black shirts over there. Somebody did more than was allowed. 15-yard penalty moves it into Hermiston territory at the 48. Ridgeline just hasn't been able to take advantage of Hermiston's mistakes.
I mean, this is great field position right now, and Hermiston is making mistake on mistake. And you know, that type of a penalty, Eric, that should never happen there. He was going for the sideline anyway.
First down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Right hash mark set. For Tanner Smith, low snap. It's between his legs. Diving back on top of it is Nico Pena. At the 40-yard line, they lose 13 on another fumbled snap.
You know, that's too bad because that's taken, you know, they did at the very beginning of the game, they had positive yards rushing. That's their, 6th time the ball's been on the ground.
They've lost it twice. Second down and 23 from the 40 in Hermiston territory. Quick throw, right side. Amon's got it, and he's back just short of midfield on a 9-yard gain. That quick passing is part of what they want to use as their signature on the offense. David Myers, the shotgun, some fly sweep, but the quick passing gets a lot of people involved. It's fun. It can be effective. Braden Allen has been pretty quiet tonight. He's out left in the slot closest to the formation. 3 receivers that way for Smith on 3rd down and 14. Dropped it, picked it back up. Smith hammered. Might have scrambled for a yard before Cale Hotman tackles him. And so 4th down and 14 means we will see another punt opportunity. Landon Chilhonic, Jaime Ramirez-Ortega, both back. And the Hermiston coaches are encouraging them to step up more. Ricardo Rodriguez is the one who's adjusting these two. As Copenhaver gets the kick away. And there you go. Chilhonic at the 20. Coming to the near sideline. 25-30. Makes a man miss at the 30. Breaks another tackle. 35 at the 45. He's shoved out of bounds by the punter, Copenhaver. Get him out at the 47. It's a 22-yard return. Excuse me, a 27-yard return.
It's amazing what happens whenever you catch the ball in the air. You can get some yardage and maybe have some fun.
Bulldogs take over, leading 30-0. 7.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Aiden Garay is the receiver, alone wide to the left side. Elliott will have a bunch of 3 receivers tight to the formation right. Larson to the right of the senior quarterback. Slaps his hands together twice, takes a snap, toss play, right side for Larson. All those receivers are blockers out in front. Flag out.
Penalty marker on the play.
Larson gains 7, but it's all going to be negated by the holding penalty. I guess they haven't actually signaled it yet, but it's all going to be negated by the holding penalty.
Yeah, it looked like actually a block in the – it might have been a block in the back coming down the line. But, I mean, either way, it's coming back.
It's a long conversation.
After a 4-yard pickup. Yep, block in the back.
You're right, it was a clip.
After a 7-yard pickup, so –
they'll march it from the spot of the foul, the 49 on Ridgeline side of the field. So it comes back to the 41 on Hermiston's side. And you replay the first down, but now 1st down and 16. The receivers will stack 2 of them each way. Elliott steps back from the line. Larson's to his right. 1st and long. Fake to Larson. Throw to Weinberger on the right side, and he will get 5 yards back. Coming down on the wide receiver screen. Tripped up by Cole LeGrant after the 5-yard gain to the 46. Hermiston still no huddle. Weinberger's now alone to the right. 3 options left. Everybody tight to the formation on 2nd down and 11. Elliott straight drop, looking left. Lots of time, tons of time. Dumps it off. Weinberger on the crossing route has it way out to the left side. Outside the numbers at the 40. Cuts back to his right at the 30. Breaks 1 tackle. And Ridgeline rallies to get to him at the 28-yard line.
22-yard pickup that time on the pitch and catch. Nice job.
Jaden Adamson, the sophomore defensive tackle, gets there, along with Matthew Christensen, who starts at linebacker. 1st down and 10 from the 28. Under 7 minutes remaining. Blitz coming from the near side. Hand off to Larson, right where the blitz was. Big hole, Larson inside the 15-yard line. He's pulled down at the 14. And the run goes for 14 yards. Looked like Connor Bucknell might have got his arm on the leg of Larson to stop that from being more. First down and 10 from the 14. Larson to the left of Elliott. No huddle continues. Elliott, lots of time on a straight drop. Throw over the middle, rifled into traffic, tipped away from Riker McDonald. The defensive play made by Dakota Means, a junior defensive back.
Yeah, had he not tried to force it in there, he had KJ open on the front side, on our side of the end zone, right at the pylon, wide open over here.
Elliott, 2 touchdown passes tonight, gets him to 14 on the season. He's got second down and 10 from the 14. Double handoff coming to the right side. Shulhanek to Elliott, open in the end zone for the touchdown. Hand it to Larson going left and then back on the other end to Landon Shulhanek. He puts a perfect touch on it to Chase Elliott for a receiving touchdown and a score.
Well, that's the first one we've seen like that, so kind of nice. I mean, he's one of the gentlemen that took a lot of the snaps during the spring and summer ball for the 7-on-7s, so you knew he can throw the football.
Elliott is going to give over this quarterbacking position to Isaac Corey, and Landon Shulhanek's really the number 2 still behind Corey going into next year. 37-0 with 6:14 left in the third quarter. We'll take the break on AM 1360 KOHU. Bag of Tricks touchdown makes it 37-0. 6:14 left. And Abel Alatorre is going to do a running chip at the 20-yard line. It is fielded. And Shrikar Surapanene returns it to the 26. Alatorre, just a sophomore. He's shown just about everything in his arsenal other than true onside kick tonight and deep ball kick. He has the ability to kick it into the end zone as well. At the 26 is where Ridgeline will start, trailing 37-0. And now for David Meyer's Falcons team, they got to get something on the board or they risk running clock. Hermiston blows up a running play at the point of attack. Everybody's there. Logan Villanueva's in on that one. Little bit of defense for Francisco Atalano. And then Stasek and Hotman and Cadenas were all there as well. It was a meet at the running back play. Nico Pena loses 3 yards. He's to the left. 3 receiver options right. Smith has a little trouble. Bobbles it. Pulls it down and runs. Smith's got some space. Across the 35. Hotman tackles him up just short of the 37-yard line. Ends up being about a 13-yard scramble for Tanner Smith.
That was a nice recovery after having to, reach for that ball that was coming back there at that pace.
Oh, they gave him the first down yardage.
Wow. That was a very generous spot.
So up to the 37-yard line. Tanner Smith had flung away a hand warmer. And now the White Hat wants somebody from Ridgeline to come get it. Smith's argument was it was 20 yards behind the play.
Yeah.
The White Hat's argument was there's been plays that went that direction tonight. So it's gone now. We're ready to go. Hermiston showing blitz. They bring 6, and Smith is hit by Hotman.
Wow.
Hotman came untouched. Him and Stasek were both on the blitz. Back to the 30 is where they'll end up spotting it.
7 yard.
7-yard loss. 2nd down and 17. With 4:40 left in the third. Hermiston 37-0. And they have, for the most part, bottled up Braden Allen so far, the freshman who is the GSL single-season receiving leader. Smith straight drop, throws the screen pass, intercepted. Villanueva running down the right hash mark, down to the 5-yard line. Logan Villanueva with the pick. And Logan Villanueva down to the 5.
Wow, when it rains, it pours, and nice job by Villanueva. Number 55, correct?
Now, I don't know when the last time Logan Villanueva had carried a ball was. It was probably sometime during Grid Kids. If he had been a ball carrier, he would have run to either sideline and scored a touchdown. Instead, the offense has a chance with 4:16 left in the third quarter to put the points on the board that could make this 40 points at a running clock. And Hermiston's still going to need to put another 5-yard penalty on the board. On the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard, it is a final for the Ione Arlington Cardinals. Their season comes to a close. They lose at St. Paul 44-8. The final score. Adrian 58-0 over Imbler earlier on tonight in top half of the bracket, 8-man action. Adrian, the number 1 overall seed. So 5 yards back to the 10, 1st down and goal. 3 options left for Elliott. Larson to his right shoulder. Elliott looking to throw. Straight drop. Time in the pocket. He'll step up, make himself some space, throw it open. Wide open. Shalonik on the left side. And Landon Shalonik's got a touchdown that gets Hermiston above the 40-point mark. We'll be running clock the rest of the way with 3:56 left in the third quarter. They've been trying to get Shalonik all night, his 2nd touchdown of the season. His first one was last week. 1 of 4 receptions at Hanford. Now Abel Alatorre, another high snap, pulled down, kicks up, and a flag comes out as Shalonik got hit on the PAT block attempt. 44-0 with 3:56 left in the third. And we'll add on a little bit onto the pending kick. So Hermiston is getting to play this game after kind of like a fits and starts on the front foot, win of their sails, whatever European soccer cliche you want me to steal for this. I mean, they're rolling, and they're going to finish with 3 wins in the last 3 games of the season. It is a nice ointment to heal some of the wounds of the first 7 weeks of this year.
It is. Now, let's just go ahead and finish this thing off in a clean, clean manner. Keep it so that, Ridgeline, these kids are all learning about it also, but they've gotten 40. They've been running clocked all year long also. Hermiston got it, and, Hermiston's just got to keep it on the clean side now. I mean, this is going to this will top it off here. Get the touchback on the kick this time. That'll give every one of his brands a kick that he can have.
44-0. At the kickoff, it'll be running clock the rest of the way. And Alatorre does kick this one. High spinning kick into the end zone, 3 yards, so it'll be a touchback. To be fair, he was kicking that one from the 45 on Ridgeline's side, so it was kind of an easier touchback to get, but, all goes into the stat book the same.
Yes, it does.
So from the snap of the ball, it'll be a running clock the rest of the way with stoppages only on timeouts, scores, and hopefully not, but injuries as well.
Yeah, Elliott's back playing safety.
And Chase Elliott has started playing safety the last couple of weeks. Alex Garcia on there late to get Hermiston to 11. And first down and 10. Tanner Smith, hands off, but right there at the point of attack is Cadenas. There was just nowhere for Goody to go.
No. 5 yard blow up in the backfield there.
Heck, they spotted at the 14. It's loss of 6.
Wow.
Nate Goody. So Ridgeline, they brought up a lot of freshmen tonight. And so as I'm down there on the field in the pregame, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I don't have an 8. I don't have a 20. I don't have an 89. I don't have an 80. I don't have an 84. I don't have a 41. And Ridgeline's going to call a timeout. So this is one of the things that'll stop the clock. 2:45 left in the third quarter. And the way they run their pregame, all their coaches are involved, but they do have these kind of long stacked lines on each side. And so as the guys were running by, I was just like, hey, what's your name? Let me introduce. And I was like, well, I might as well do pronunciations as well. So Nate Goody. Hey, Nate, your name, is it good? Is it Goody? He's like, oh, thank you for asking. It's Goody. They always get it wrong. I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to promise you that you're going to hear it correct in the stadium, but it'll be right on the radio tonight.
Yeah. Well, he that was kind of unfair for him to, anybody to hand that ball off to him at that time. The offensive line just, I don't know if it's new people out there right now, but Cadenas,
they're all first-year starters going against Sam Cadenas.
And Cadenas is just playing an incense, right? He
one of the
smells
4
blood.
best defensive linemen in the MCC.
Yep.
Hermiston has got 5 down linemen on this second down play. Smith hands off and another tackle, and a flag comes out.
It was on Cadenas again.
Cadenas going to get called for, I guess, unnecessary roughness on the tackle.
Another loss of another 5.
Yeah,
4.
back to the 10, but we'll move it up to the 25.
Yeah, Sam's just got to understand, even on the mat, he won't be able to throw that kind of a suplex.
I didn't really, arms and legs went flying, but I didn't really think that was unnecessary, personally. He will, as we heard from Kyle Larson at halftime, he will move there. Kyle thinks probably could have won a state championship last year. Hand off to Goody, running right side on a read option. Goody out to the far sideline. He's got some speed, bursts to the 32. 7-yard gain and first down yardage. Ben Larson probably wrestling in that 126, 132 range. As a sophomore, he's the nephew of the head coach, Jackson Gribskoff, who got his first touchdown of the night, the first touchdown of the game. 182, another guy who had a fantastic run last year. So what they ended up doing, because everything got canceled officially, USA Wrestling held an all Washington State Championships, every classification.
Wow.
And so, like, Sam ended up against the number 1 guy at 220, but ended up placing 4th. Jackson ended up against the number 1 guy and then ended up against the number 2 guy on the backside somehow. And so there's a handful of guys who are out here playing their last football of the season, or in the case of Sam, of their career, who will be factoring into that wrestling room soon. Goody takes another handoff, and this time he's flattened by Hotman for a yard loss back to the 36-yard line. And for Ridgeline, you look at, so the newest school in the Spokane area, since 1997 when they opened up Mount Spokane High School in Meade, this is a school that started to come to fruition in 2018 with a construction bond was passed. Delays because of COVID to the opening. They open it this year. No seniors, not many juniors, so they're incredibly young, all these programs. And they will just continue to grow because now they've got the newest digs up in Spokane. End of the third quarter. Hermiston 44-0 leading the Ridgeline Falcons. We'll be back on AM 1360 KOHU.
Where the official could have got that wrong. Or the chain.
It's 44-0 with Ridgeline on the ball and a second down and 11 from the 36. Hermiston has brought a lot of new faces out on the defensive side as Tanner Smith will turn and hand it off. It's Goody again. Goody bounces off one tackle, breaks another tackle at the 40. Goody spins around as Justice Council pulls him down at the 46.
Nice little run. That's a good little running back. Did a lot of bouncing and spinning, picking up 10.
They wanted to be able to continue to develop their offensive line and their running game. That's one of the areas they've had trouble with this year. 3rd down and 1 from the 46. Goody to the right shoulder of Tanner Smith. Sophomore quarterback will hand it off. Goody again on the read option, flag out. As Goody is brought down, lost a yard back to the 45. Tackled by Jackson Gribskov.
And I think that's exactly what it was called. Oh, they got a face mask on Hermiston that time. Had to been on a lineman.
Just a 5-yard penalty. Move it to the 50-yard stripe and give Ridgeline a new set of downs. 1st down and a 10. For David Myers, he said, they're 1-8. But they got that win. October 8th at Cheney. Came from behind. And it was Tanner Smith with 6 seconds left throwing a game-winning touchdown to Braden Allen. He's the receiver in the slot to the left. Keeper for Smith on the read option, running right. He breaks a tackle at the 40, 35, 30, and pulled down by Council at the 25-yard line. Make it the 26, the 24-yard run for Tanner Smith. So they get the win at Cheney. It came after they had to forfeit to Gonzaga Prep on the 30th of September because they just had so many injuries and some illness. 3 offensive linemen were out. Almost every linebacker was out. They wanted to play that game, even though Gonzaga Prep's a tremendous team. Right side start to that run, and Goody comes back to his left and gains a yard down to the 25. So after they got healthy going into Cheney, they get that win. And then they go to West Valley, and they come so close, but lose 21-20 in that game. A game where Allen had 12 catches, just like he did last week against Central Valley. But things started slow, and you kind of have to evaluate different ways when you're as young as Coach Meyer's team is. Smith fakes a throw to the right. Now he'll pull it down, trying to get out to the edge to the right side. Alex Garcia trips him up. Flag out off of the ball. Away from the play. About a 4-yard gain for Smith. Holding penalty on Ridgeline. We'll push them back. One of the things that David Myers is so excited about is everybody's back. When you have no seniors, you have no spots on that program-wide depth chart that you have to fill holes.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have a Caden Hotman or a Sam Cadenas who are going to be graduating, and those spots will have to be filled by somebody else. So the questions this year were, are we getting better? Are we improving? So they can go to the offseason. His big thing is in the offseason, that brand new school's got a brand new weight room, and they want to get all these sophomores and freshmen into there so that they can get bigger, they can get stronger, and not start at square one next year. Second down and 16. Play action by Smith. Hit as he throws over the middle. Drop by Allen as he is hit by Garcia.
Yeah, it's been a while since Allen has caught a pass. He had 5 in the first half, and mostly in that first quarter. 3 of his 5 receptions were for 44 yards in that first period.
Alex Garcia is one of those sophomores that's going to have to step up into a bigger role next year. Starter tonight, his second start of the season. Hermiston has, over the course of this year, also used a lot of sophomores. Third down and 16. Smith pressured, throws a ball over the top, down the near sideline, incomplete, knocked away. Trying to test down the near sideline. And that wasn't Garcia. I thought he just came off. No, that.
23?
No, it's Nathan Picard.
Okay. Great.
Picard makes the stop.
It was a great defensive job by the offensive receiver. Otherwise, that would have been a pick.
Ridgeline will go for it on 4th down and 16 from the 32. And now they want to use their timeout. 6:43 left. 44-0 is the score line. And we'll take the break on AM 1360 KOHU. Hermiston 44, Ridgeline 0. 6:38 left in the fourth quarter. Clock will run the rest of the way, barring any more timeouts. Injuries cause for a stoppage and scoring plays. Tanner Smith, 4th down and 16. Fakes a pass. Now he'll pull it down. Quarterback run to the right side. Tanner Smith Stiff arms a man, gets inside the 10. Tanner Smith pulled out of bounds down to the 7-yard line. Picard on the tackle. And so Ridgeline got a chance to avoid a shutout, which would be the third of the season.
An 18-yard run that time.
First down and goal from the 8. Right hash mark for Smith. Looking to throw. He will throw. Lob into the left corner. Diving out of the reach of Allen. And a frustrated freshman, Braden Allen. Looking for what would be his 8th touchdown of the season. So he's 5 feet 11 inches tall. Coach Myers said they think he's projected to 6'4". So, you know, it's when I joked with it. Is usually you don't have a starting receiver that you think, oh, he's going to be 5 inches taller next year. And he said, well, it might take 2 years for that, but still, we expect him to be taller. Second out and goal from the 9. Smith to throw again. Left side dropped this time.
Incomplete.
So third down and goal. Ridgeline has 2 more shots at this one. Under 5 minutes remaining. Under 5 minutes remaining in the season. Bulldogs have started to curtain call a lot of their seniors. Logan Villanueva and Sam Cadenas. Cale Hotman all kind of off to the side right now. Smith to throw, lobs it right side, wide open, and Goody's into the end zone for the score.
Touchdown.
So it won't be a shutout with 4:22 on the clock. Ridgeline does get on the board with Tanner Smith, the sophomore's touchdown pass to Nate Goody.
Nice little play that time. You know, Hermiston bid on the RPO down inside, and nobody out there covering Goody.
So Smith, the quarterback, is the long snapper on PAT. Allen is the holder. For the right-footed kick of Ryan Copenhaver. The kick is up, and it is good. And with that, it's 44-7. For Hermiston's offense, we will also, the curtain call has happened for Chase Elliott. And so Isaac Corey will get to run what is most likely the last offensive drive of the 2021 season. (44-7) with 4:13 left in the contest. Running clock will restart on the kickoff for Copenhaver. Shalonic to the left, Jaime Ramirez Ortega to the right. And it's a line drive kick. Ramirez Ortega at the 6, moving to his left to the middle of the field. At the 20, tries to hop over a man and hops right into the arms of the tackler.
Kick is returned out to the
Looked like Easton Amend was in there on that stop.
Yeah, look at all those new faces. Well, there's still, I mean, yeah, here comes Larson. Gribskov is back out there at a running back now.
Gribskov in the backfield with Corey. And Hunter Allen is at center. Blitz coming from Ridgeline. Handoff to Gribskov. Gribskov gets into the second level, where he's brought down by Nico Pena after
ball is carried down to the 20.
about a 3-yard gain. Andre Saldana is a sophomore at right tackle for Hermiston on this 2nd down and 7. Gripskopf out of the backfield. Corey tosses it that way to the right. Might have been backwards. I'll let you decide, Sonny.
It looked like a backwards pass.
So it'll be a loss of 4. And a 3rd down and long. Tanner McCoy is in at left guard. So you do have one of the sophomore starters out there. Javier Garcia at left tackle. And to the right of Allen at right guard is Wes Leathers. Right side, and fighting to the 25. Gripskopf gets a 2-yard gain. But this drive will fizzle quickly. It'll be interesting because Francisco Atalano for 3 years has been the center. When Sam Cadenas, Francisco Atalano, one of the two of them over the last 3 years has been at center. So that's one of the interesting position battles. I think both Wes Leathers and Hunter Allen are in position to be offensive linemen next year. But who's going to be the guy who's snapping the ball? Presumably to Isaac Corey, although don't count Landon Shilhanic out. Snap is off on the punt attempt, picked up by Alatorre. He doesn't have a left foot punt to try, so he is driven out of bounds at the, I think, the 12-yard line by Josiah Klontz, a sophomore lineman. Excuse me, the 18-yard line. Under 2 minutes left, and the Falcons will have it, and they will take a timeout. So, one more 2-minute drill for them with 18 yards to a second score, trailing 44-7. You know, obviously replacing Elliott is going to be one of the big positions because when you are the quarterback, you wear headlines. But they've got some receivers to replace, and on the defensive side, got to replace Hotman, you got to replace Cadenas to go along with a lot of the other defensive linemen. Villanueva, Vassie, Cale Hotman, the other Hotman. 1st down and 10 from the 18. Throw over the middle. Allen dropped it. Guarded by Justice Council. In the secondary, the only starter that has to be replaced is Marcus Weinberger. Because at some point in time, Jaime Ramirez Ortega kind of usurped Aiden Garay as the starter at cornerback. 2nd down and a 10 to go over the 18. Smith caught from behind. Sack on that play. And it was Javier Garcia, the sophomore, getting through. Tamatuya is out there. Both he and his brother, Ami, will both factor in somewhere, especially on the defensive side. They're both kind of natural defenders, just like AJ, the older one, who graduated a few years ago. Right side run attempt by Smith, and he gets a couple back before running into the arms of Elijah Robinson, another guy who he will start on one of the lines, if not both of them next year, I would think.
And who got that last sack, Eric, did you say?
It was so long ago, Sonny. Javier Garcia.
Garcia, yeah.
Final 15 seconds. Will Ridgeline run one last play? It does not look like they're... Well, no, they want to call a timeout. David Myers wants to run one more shot at the end zone. Empty out the playbook here. Ridgeline's going to finish 1-9 in the first year of the school's history. By the way, their volleyball program is coming to Hermiston tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Consolation side of the bracket in the District 8 tournament for Hermiston, who lost in 3 sets to Mount Spokane on Thursday, and Ridgeline, who lost at Walla Walla in 3 sets on Thursday. So the winner of that one keeps going. in the District 8 tournament, double elimination, so you can still get to the 3A state playoffs. Also tomorrow afternoon, Hermiston's girls, one of the teams vying for a podium spot at the 3A cross-country state championships, just in Pasco at Sun Willows. It's actually a field goal attempt. From 36. Fake. Allen running right. Allen to the edge at the 15. Steps back to his left and he is tripped up. The last tackle of the season made by freshman Jared Garcia. And that will bring us to the close of the curtains on the 2021 season.